got no fear.
We fly and we ride
The
the
DeFi stream.
Hoge to the future,
More than just a dream.
Community strong, as far as we see. Born in the game.
We crypto OG. Gotta go. What is going on, everybody? What a crazy week of price action we are seeing. Are you scared? Is anybody scared at this point? Not at all. If you know what is happening, you know change is happening. And there are a lot of games being played behind the scenes. And I'm just looking at it as a way of stacking the proper projects again in this moment. Did I ever think Bitcoin would hit $82,000 again? Be honest with you, I don't think I really thought so. I really did not think it would be this low. But at the same time, if you know what it is, it's just it's a blip in time. You just got to ignore the price. Is one Bitcoin still one Bitcoin? That's all that matters, right? But I want to get into the weekly wrap-up report. Let's talk about Hoge, man. We are having an absolute battle on Hoge.Zone, our newest platform. So if you are new to Hoge or you've been around, maybe you've made your profile and claimed your wallet. But if not, check out our new platform called Hoge.Zone. You can reach it at Hoge.Zone. It is a community-based engagement platform with mini games, discussions. You can see the reflections in real time getting distributed to all the wallets. You can obviously see the wallets that are participating in the game, so is that person a whale? Have you been talking to someone that's been dumping on you your whole time? But honestly, the people on there have been absolutely amazing, and we are having an absolute battle right now in the last deposit game. So the last deposit game is a very simple game. You just have to go on there and deposit some eHoge. So don't be worried if you haven't used Hoge.Zone yet. Every wallet that's ever hold Hoge will automatically have free eHoge in their wallet, and they can use the platform instantly right away. And this allows you to participate in the discussion. Each letter you type is one eHoge, so that again, a real holder's talking to you. They have to actually pay to pay with eHoge to make a comment. But the game that we're all playing right now is called the last deposit game. So you just have to deposit your eHoge. The minimum deposit is 100. The maximum deposit is 10,000. And if someone doesn't deposit 4 hours after the last deposit was made, that last deposit is the winner. So they actually receive all the eHoge that's in the pot. And right now, we are in an absolute battle. I don't know how many players we got going, but this game is the longest round we've had so far, and we're on like day 3.5 right now. So currently, I will deposit right now to make sure I am the last depositor. I'm actually not the last depositor right now, so I'm going to deposit. All right, just reset the clock for 4 hours. We're up to 341,000 eHoge that you can win. So again, that's a large pot. The current largest game winner won 150,000 eHoge, and we're now at 341,000 eHoge in this game. And again, like I said, it's lasted over 3 days now. How long will it go? So we want to monetize these games with real Hoge once we get enough players and the games don't last a couple hours or a couple hours. Now they're lasting a couple days. So as more and more users get on the platform, we can really have some battles for some real money. But again, with the market the way it is, I don't want to put out a bunch of videos and content when nobody's paying attention to anything, and nothing would really, move the needle. So the content's made. We have a bunch of videos made, but we're just going to kind of wait it out to see what happens in a couple days. And we'll get back to posting daily videos and keep everyone updated. But we saw some pretty cool suggestions on Reddit and Telegram. Someone suggested maybe we have a countdown using the deflationary scale of Hoge. So as you know, Hoge is a deflationary token. So every day there's less and less Hoge out there in existence. And compare that against the inflation rate of Doge. So, and then we can predict when Hoge supply will actually pass the Doge supply, because as we decrease in our circulating supply, they increase in their circulating supply. So if I'm not mistaken, they add about 24 million Doge tokens every single day. And that's forever. That will never end. So, whereas we like, you know, we burn about 25,000 Bitcoin, Hoge tokens a night, so a day. So pretty cool. But as you saw, we have reached out to a couple calls that we think could represent Hoge. We were trying to attract Dave Portnoy from Barstool and Nick O'Neill. Nick O'Neill's really funny and you know, right in the middle of everything right now with his news and updates. He loves ETH, and we really think that would be a great target. He's looking for a fundamentally good project. And obviously, you know, if you've been paying attention to Hoge, it doesn't get much more open and fundamentally like sound than this. We just don't have any VC money or, you know, any crazy marketing money to put behind it. We're just, you know, building what we can build as a community. And that's the fun part. But yeah, check out Hoge.Zone, participate on the Reddit and the discourse and the Telegram, and let us know what you think. But have you all been messing with Grok 3? So Grok 3 blows my mind weekly. I mean, I've used it multiple times. I had to do a project. If you all know me, I go by Jersey Racks because I invented a product, jerseyracks.com, to check it out. And I wanted to, I needed to source this website for the exact colors of these teams, and I just sent the website to Grok, and I was like, hey, I need the best color match for the Eagles, the Phillies, the Sixers, the Flyers, and it was like boom, 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 boom. It sourced the whole website, looked through over like 2,000 colors, and picked the exact colors that I needed. So if you haven't used it or messed with it, you can download the Grok app, and it can pretty much, you don't ever have to not know the answer to something anymore. It's crazy. If you want to know the answer to it, you can literally just ask it, and it will. This is Google on steroids times 100. It's actually, it's insane. And I can use it with Hoge for me personally because I have a very public image, I guess you could say. I guess if you're on X and you have a Twitter, you're technically a public image as well, and it can like source all my everything I commented and post, retweeted. It kind of like knows me and who I am in Hoge and what my personality is, and it's a great tool. It's very interesting, and it's just starting. And some say there will never be another model that's more powerful than Grok. So once it released, it was pretty amazing right from the start. But let's get into some Bitcoin news. So the largest Bitcoin sell-off in 2025 happened on Wednesday, with 79,300 Bitcoin were sold on exchanges, marking it the biggest sell-off in the new year. Which, you know, who is selling right now? You see the cabinet, you see the president, you understand what's coming. You're just letting America get its bag so much cheaper if you're selling right now. Bitcoin is everything people don't know about computers combined with everything they don't understand about money. Imagine working a 9-to-5 for 50 years, then the Fed prints 80% of the total money supply and inflates away 40% of years of your hard-earned work. Imagine your boss cutting your salary by 7% every year. That's how inflation works. Currently, Bitcoin is at a 3% global adoption as of 2025. If you were to compare this to other industries, this would be like online banking in 1996, or social media in 2005, or the internet in 1990. So when you understand we are so insanely early on something that is truly scarce and unchangeable, like I'm about to get into some crazy Hoge facts too, but there's a brief reminder that GameStop has 4.6 billion cash on deck, and the CEO met with Bitcoin billionaire Michael Saylor 2 weeks ago, and now he only follows 2 accounts on X, GameStop and Bitcoin Magazine. So you know what happens next. GameStop is gonna buy Bitcoin. Their CEO received a letter from Strive Asset Management urging them to adopt a Bitcoin reserve asset strategy using the $5 billion in cash on the balance sheet. Could you imagine if GameStop spot buys $4 or $5 billion worth of Bitcoin and instantly becomes like one of the strongest financial companies in the world because they buy Bitcoin at $85,000? Montana's Bitcoin reserve bill has died in the House. Mississippi's Bitcoin bill has died in the committee. But Texas's Senate Business and Commerce Committee passes the Strategic Bitcoin Reserve, SB 21, 9 votes to 0. So they all voted in favor in Texas. Oklahoma's Bitcoin Reserve bill passed the committee and now will go to the floor vote. So again, some states aren't getting it. Some states are going to get it. We knew, with 29 states proposing this to legislation, not all of them were going to pass. And, as of right now, Montana and Mississippi are not going to be moving forward with Bitcoin reserves, while Texas and Oklahoma are. So, pretty cool. I don't know how I missed this, but I missed Jack Mauer's presentation. I guess it was before the election. About Bitcoin being a time chain. And I've always understood it as a time chain, but the way he explained it, I must have not remembered it, but it just made so much sense. Imagine you time travel Israel. Bitcoin is the only thing that is tracking time perfectly. Exactly what happened in that moment in time in the world. Now, obviously, right now, there's only 15 years. No one's putting data on there. But in the future, that piece of data could be stored on the Bitcoin blockchain forever. And you will always have that information there forever. And, I think that's absolutely insane. So, obviously, talking about Bitcoin, we got to talk about MicroStrategy. Guys, it was a tough week. We're down to $250. After being at $540 at the end of November or beginning of December. But again, that's the stock. If you're holding long term, and it doesn't matter, I think we'll be at $700 by the end of April, beginning of May, once the next earnings call happen. And once we're through this little blip in price, this is just a blip in time. Bitcoin is going to $1 million this year. I'm still on that boat. But Strategy has acquired 20,356 Bitcoin for $1.99 billion. And they now hodl 499,096 Bitcoin. So they didn't cross the 500,000 Bitcoin mark with this buy on Monday. They got very, very close. They are 904 Bitcoin away from being at 500,000 Bitcoin. So let me blow your mind. All the Bitcoin held by all the governments in the world is 529,619 Bitcoin. So roughly 530,000 Bitcoin is now held by country governments around the world. And one company here in America owns 499,000 Bitcoin. That's right. MicroStrategy owns 30,000 less Bitcoin than every country in the world combined. Does that blow your mind like it does mine? They own 500,000 Bitcoin, or 1/42 of all the Bitcoin that will ever exist is held by MicroStrategy. And their stock has been going down for 2 months now. I just scooped up 27 more shares at $250 yesterday. For $6,800. I think that's 27 grand by the end of the year. I think MicroStrategy will be over $1,000 by the end of this year. So I think that'll be a huge DCA for me. Anyone that's buying this dip, I think, is going to, they're giving us this opportunity. Take advantage of it. If they're going to allow us to keep buying it this low, then I'm going to feast. Many people have zero idea what Bitcoin is and what they are investing in. But if you have been tuning in here with me, then you fully understand what Bitcoin is and what is coming. And this price action just gives us a chance to build our bags even bigger. Once you're paying attention to crypto for a few years and actually study it, then you understand price is a thing that doesn't really matter if you're not in it for the short term. If one Bitcoin still equals one Bitcoin, if one Hoge still equals one Hoge, then there is absolutely nothing to worry about. Price is the easiest thing to change when things are set up fundamentally strong. Now look, I'm not comparing Hoge to Bitcoin here, but at the same time, the two do have one very important thing in common. They both have smart contracts that make them forever scarce and finite. There will never be more Hoge than there was yesterday. Just like we know forever, there will only be 21 million Bitcoin that can come out. And unlike gold, when demand picks up, you can't just go out there and pick up more shovels and dig in the ground to get more gold. With Bitcoin, the Bitcoin are trapped in time. No one can grab a magical shovel and pluck Bitcoin out of the future. They are locked in time, and the only way to create more Bitcoin is to wait for them like everyone else. Very, very, very few people understand what true scarcity is and what it really means and the monumental effect it will have on the future. Now, obviously, Bitcoin being finite, scarce, that squeeze is out there. And I did compare Hoge to this. If Ethereum ever has another moment, Hoge is truly scarce. And the amount of Hoge that is out there in existence that is still active and still able, to be sold, I think is extremely low. There's only 7 billion Hoge left to be purchased on Uniswap, and every Hoge is owned by someone. And you don't stick around a 4-year-old meme token and keep buying it if, you don't think it's going somewhere. And there are many of us out there that are diamond handers that just, just waiting our time, building this thing right. Because, again, you see the meme coins that are the competition, the fads, like everyone's chasing the pump, that thing. If we get one more viral moment, we have every tool set up. We have every tool set up for this next viral moment. So we just need it. We need one group to find Hoge, and then, again, it's game on. It's game on. We will shock the world and probably make ETH great again. A little Solana update real quick. So the Solana inflation may drop 80% if SIMD 0228 passes. This vote goes live in 9 days. If this were to happen, Solana's inflation, which currently sits around 4.7% a year, would drop to 0.087% and be on par with Bitcoin's inflation rate during this halving period. So it would go from almost like a 5% inflation rate to under 1% inflation rate if this vote passes in 9 days. So again, pretty cool. Again, I don't want to make this rapid report politics, but again, some of this stuff just has to be reported on. It's absolutely wild world, and obviously it affects a lot of stuff that we love and we talk about. But, some things are just like a little bit, people, I think if let's just, in a dream world, Kamala Harris won the presidentship and Elon Musk was doing what he's doing for her. How this would be viewed and visualized, and it's like how many people would be for it, what he's discovering and bringing to the public. People are being shocked by the information that's coming out, and they don't believe that it's true, and I get it. It's hard to believe, but the Democrats have been like, if you want to keep your job, inject yourself with this experimental mRNA pharmaceutical vaccine. And Elon Musk says, if you want to keep your job, tell me what you accomplished this week in a nice short email. No, that's too far. That's too far. Don't go too far. No one can answer an email. It's mind-blowing. I think, it's so funny. It's not funny. It's actually crazy, but, it is what it is. In the first month of the Trump administration, the Doge, Department of Government Efficiency, led by Elon Musk, has reportedly saved American taxpayers approximately $55 billion. This figure is part of a broader initiative aiming for $2 trillion in annual savings through significant budget cuts, particularly targeting federal agencies and workforce reductions. So yes, in only 1 month into the president's term, they've saved over $55 billion for taxpayers, or roughly $5,000 for an per American household. And that's only a month in. So that's pretty amazing, because what would $5,000 to every household in America go into? Like the economy. But once you read the real numbers that are out there, you can understand why they're fighting so hard to stop Elon Musk. Nancy Pelosi's salary, $223,000 a year, yet her net worth is $202 million. Mitch McConnell's salary is $200,000 a year, and his net worth is $95 million. Elizabeth Warren's salary is $285,000 a year, and her net worth is $67 million. How does it happen? I don't know. Maybe we'll find out. But maybe some of you seen Donald Trump had a public cabinet meeting, and they went over a lot of things. Again, like I said, I'm not going to get into all the politics stuff here. But one of the cool things they did explain was this new gold card for immigration status, where companies can buy a $5 million citizenship gold card for their employee. And they believe this would be very, very popular for companies and could raise close to $1 trillion in itself if they were to sell like a million of them, I guess. Pretty cool. That would, bring in high quality jobs, high quality employees, smart, educated people, where companies are going to pay $5 million to get them into our country. That's a pretty cool deal. I think if that's successful, that could work. But that's all I got this week. I didn't, I didn't want to go too crazy with everything going on and the sentiment being where it is. But have faith. Have faith. It's just a waiting game. But if you're bored and you need a distraction, come play me in Hoge.Zone, the last deposit game. We have one of the longest battles going right now. We have the longest battle going right now, and I am taking it down. So I will see you there. I will check you all in the chats. Have a good, safe weekend. Peace.